What was that noise? What the? What the hell was that all about?
MrBoo.
Hey everybody, it is I, MrBoo Entertainment Guru, MrBoo Entertainment Guru, right here on YouTube, and that is who I am. And this little guy, well, he is a krite. He is a little space fluff ball of fur and fury, known also as a critter here on Earth. And me and my buddy here, my little krite, my little critter, my little alien, my little fluff ball, we just got back from our yearly, our lovely trip down to Grover's Bend, Kansas, where you can enjoy small town living out in the middle of nowhere, USA, enjoy the thrift shops, enjoy the burger joint that is fed locally through the beef factory outside of town. We enjoyed it all. Everyone knew our names. It was pleasant. There was no noises. You could smell the beans, the corn, and the manure in the air. And on Sunday morning, we went and we enjoyed church. And Sunday afternoon, we were going to enjoy the Easter egg hunt where the sheriff dresses up as the Easter bunny and goes and hides the eggs and surprises the children. But he got a surprise when these little guys, well, they got in a suit and they started taking a little chompy chomp here and a nibble nibble there. And well, the sheriff crashed the party because the krites and critters are in town. And by crashing the party, I mean he crashed through the church window, or maybe he started the party, because that's really where the movie kicks off. This is Critters 2, the main course, and we're here to review this movie because this is my Easter horror movie review. This is an Easter Day movie. I don't care who you are. It takes place on Easter Sunday, and you even get to see an Easter bunny get eaten alive. So, before we get into this, if you don't know what Critters is, if you've never seen the franchise, it is about these little furry fluffball carnivores here named krites. And they're from space, and they're basically the eaters of worlds. They eat, and they never stop eating, and they get bigger, and they grow, and they basically devour everything in sight. And there's space bounty hunters, and they're out to kill these guys. These guys are their worst enemies. They are their mortal enemies. They are their one and only true threat, even though they are also killing space worms, aliens, what have yous, and whatnots. Their names are Ugg and Lee. They have no face, no features. They take the form of other beings. One, in particular, likes the look of a rock star in the first movie, so he turns into a rock star. The other one kind of sort of likes women, so of course he becomes a woman, and that would be Lee. That is our lovely Lee. But anyway, the first movie takes place after these guys, the little krites, the little critters as they are known later on in the film. They land on Earth. They start eating everything. They go after a family and their family friend Charlie, and basically the bounty hunters Lee and Ugg come and save the day. The family lives. Charlie gets taken aboard their ship as a alien bounty hunter of the humankind, I guess, and the family moves, and there you are. Roll the footage, roll the film, wrap it up, fin, the end. Everything's good and great and dandy. The bounty hunters are back up in space killing space worms and whatnot. Well, at least for 2 years, because they're about to see that these little guys They just don't stop. They get a call after they kill a giant worm with Charlie by their side that these guys are back in Grover's Bend. They have hatched. They are just causing chaos. They're on Earth. They have to go and they have to get rid of their mortal enemy, the Krites. Now, it has been 2 years since the first one, so they're on their way back. Well, who else is on their way back? The main character, the child, the kid from the first one. I said there was a family that was saved. He was like the main, I guess, the final boy, if you will, unlike final girls. And I guess there's also the appearance of the original sheriff and the boy's grandma. We have some reappearing characters from the first one. But we're not talking about the first one. Basically, same scenario. There are aliens. There are fluffball carnivores named Krites and Critters. And they are now attacking on Easter Sunday back in Grover's Bend on Earth. The spaceship's coming to take care of them. But first, everyone realizes what's happening when the Easter Bunny, the sheriff, comes flying through the church window. He is all battered. He is all bitten up. He is eaten. Things are going bad. They think it's a freak accident, but the kid knows better. The kid's been here before. The sheriff has been here before, but the kid goes to the sheriff. The sheriff says, you know what, I'm not the sheriff anymore. He says, well, sir, the sheriff is dead. And he says, well, this sheriff is leaving, and he left Dodge. And so the kid is on his own versus these critters until, of course, Lee and Ugg show up with Charlie. Ugg still looking like he did in the first movie. Lee, looking like Charlie's twin, decides he don't want to be a second Charlie anymore, so he picks up and mind you, this is an 80s movie. It's PG-13, but yeah, he picks up a nudie mag and turns into the lady, and well, nowadays that'd be considered rated R, people, because the suit can't contain him. Different times, because also, like I said, that Easter Bunny was beaten, battered, and bloodied. The red stuff is all there. There's even scenes where people are completely eaten up, just like they are in the movie Piranha. Yet it's PG-13. Isn't it weird? And then you wonder why our generation is messed up. I mean, we had Invader Zim, we had Ren and Stimpy, we had Critters, we had movies that literally showed people literally unaliving in the worst possible ways. And all we had to do was be 13 to go see it. So, you know, and parents back then, they didn't pay attention. I mean, you know, I sat in front of Jason, Freddy. Maybe that's why I'm sitting here today saying this is an Easter movie, but I digress. Back to it all. Once again, Lee is a woman. Charlie is the only Charlie, and Ugg still looks like the rock star from the previous movie. They come down. They actually start helping by destroying all of them. They actually find a cluster of them in the burger shop eating because that's what they do best. They just don't stop eating. They blow it all up. There's a reunion between Charlie and his best bud from the first one. And they devise a plan, all of them together, to help the bounty hunters and actually get the Krites. But before that, we have Lee, who's very undecisive, as always. For one, turn into a nerd. Then for two, look at a Freddy Krueger thing outside a movie store. Movie store, that's a term you won't hear anymore. Tries to turn into Freddy Krueger, and again, Charlie shows him the same woman. He turns into the woman. He's an undecisive alien bounty hunter. I don't know. He doesn't know how he wants to look or who he wants to be, but he does know he wants to find these people, these little things, these Krites, these critters. You can't spell critter without Krite. So he goes down an alleyway following one. Mind power, mind power, because it was an ambush, and we actually lose Lee. And Ugg goes back to being just his alien self. He's crushed. He screams out in pain as he just lost his travel companion, his space buddy, his best friend, his number one bounty hunter in arms, his brother in arms. Dead, gone, finito. So then everyone's back in the church, and the critters are eating all the livestock. Like, I'm not making this up. These things eat, like, throughout the entire first and second movie. Then we've got a scene where they're chasing a little girl on a bike, and she's just about to have it, and the main character, the kid, comes and beats him off left and right. That didn't sound right. Anyway, he is smacking him left and right with, like, a baseball bat or a piece of wood. I can't remember. Basically playing golf with the round things, because they roll around like armadillos and they shoot things out of their spines that put you to sleep and make you easier to devour. Anyway, he saves the girl, but not before he thinks, oh boy, we are the main course. But bam, kaplow, the old sheriff is back, and he decides he is going to do what is best for his town, and that is become sheriff once again. So now we have it to where we're boarded up in the church. Everyone's taking shelter. The livestock are being completely eaten. The bounty hunter who's supposed to help is devastated and heartbroken. So what do? We devise a plan. Grover's Bend devises a plan. These things love to eat, right? Well, what if we just take them out to the old meat market where all the burgers and fries and stuff come from, the production plant for the fast food chain, and get them in there, let them eat their final meal, their last meal before death row, and we'll blow it up. Well, it seems to work as they dump everything out and they waft the smell of food. These little guys start rolling that way. They're happy. They're talking to each other. It's fantastic. It's finito. But then they smell the live meat, so they're over here and they're like, burgers, fries, food. Wait a minute. Jeffrey Dahmer seemed to like these people. Jeffrey Dahmer said it was fresh meat. Fresh meat. And they start coming back. But then there's a huge one, almost like a leader, and he stands up and goes, no, we want the burgers. And he leads them back to the big building full of the goodies, and we find out it's actually Ugg who finally decided to turn himself into a Krite to lead them into the building, and it works, and it blows up, and everyone's celebrating. But in a horror movie, even a campy comedy horror movie, that is not the end of the flick. Because they come back for one last scare, and if I dare, they come back bigger and bolder than ever. Because like I said, they roll around. Well, now they've all gotten together into one big pile, one big mass of terror, one big ball, one big Krite, if you will, made up of other Krites, to the point where they run over a man. And again, mind you, this is PG-13. Still wouldn't recommend it to a kid these days. Times were different, because when they roll over the man, we get nothing more than a disgusting red mass of bones and muscle and the red stuff. So, they are still unaliving people in very un-PG-13 ways, considered in today's time. But this big ball is literally rolling for the church. It's going to devour everybody. These things are hungry. They have an insatiable appetite. And they can't, the main characters can't even seem to knock this thing off track with a truck. They eat the door off the truck. They're trying to eat the main character out of the car, out of the truck. The truck tips over and crashes. The ball turns around and starts heading back to the church. And earlier in the film, when might I say, shite got real, Charlie ran and headed for the hills. Charlie, wanting to be a bounty hunter, headed for the hills. He ran. Nobody knows where Charlie is, but then the spaceship comes out of nowhere and crashes into the ball of Krites, into the big massive critters, blowing them to pieces. And we realize at that moment, Charlie just sacrificed himself, and the movie takes kind of a dim, dark, uncomedic, unscary, unadventurous, and thrilling, tone, and we lost Charlie. We lost our beloved town village idiot from the first movie and this one as well. So then Ugg, in a tribute to Charlie, becomes Charlie and wants to be called Charlie. And everyone at the end of the movie, the sheriff's leaving, the main character's leaving again, and who do we see coming from down the way with a parachute? Charlie lives, but Charlie also gets left behind because Ugg comes and gets picked up by his people. Charlie is now left behind, the hero of the town, and the sheriff's leaving. And what better way to end a movie than the sheriff saying, "Hey, Charlie," and flipping his badge over. Charlie catches it. New sheriff in town. Movie over. And even though we know there's more to come, because there was a Critters 3 and a Critters 4 and a newer Critters made, the movie ends in a happy, peaceful tone. And the bus drives away, and, well, what more can I say? This movie was great for what it was at its time. I think it should have probably been rated R, but it made me laugh, it made me giggle. I fell in love with these little guys, It became an Easter tradition for me. So I'm going to rate this movie. The review here on my channel couldn't be better because honestly, I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, for what it is, for the time period it was, it probably was a 5 out of 5. But watching it back now, as an adult, 3.5 out of 5, still worth a good watch. This is a fantastic and funny series. They talk, they're hilarious. The movie, well, I can't really say it any better than this. 3.5 out of 5. The movie itself was, well, it was bitchin'. I mean, yeah, that's part of the movie, yeah. And he's, bitchin'. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's got its chills, it's got its little thrills. It's nothing terrifying. But yeah, it is definitely something that if you are a fan of classic horror movies, if you are a fan of comic relief horror movies, campy horror films, space invaders of all kinds, krites, critters, aliens, predators, gremlins, what have you and whatnots. Critters is the definite collection you need to be watching. And every Easter, you can join me back in Grover's Bend, because every Easter I like to put on gremlins. Oh no, I didn't mean it. I didn't. You're a critter. I know what you are. But every Easter I like to put on Critters 2, the main course, because it is my Easter Day horror movie, and this has been my Easter Day horror movie review. If you like Critters, comment down below what you like about it. If you haven't seen it, give it a shot. They are funny. They are actually cute little movies to watch if you are a monster and horror film fan and you want to get a little laugh with your chills and thrills and not take a movie too seriously in the meantime. But hey, if you like this little guy or you like what I'm doing here, I'm MrBoo Entertainment Guru, and I have been here talking today about Critters, the main course. And if you liked what I talked about, or you just like this little crate right here, this little critter, this little cutie, give it a like, give it a subscribe, maybe ring the notification bell for more in all things entertainment, from movies to games to shows to all things, including aliens. Yeah, I've been MrBoo Entertainment Guru, and until next year, until next Easter, until my next trip out to Grover's Bend, well, I guess I'm out. So I'm going to go ahead and be out, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Critters 2, the main course, 3.5 out of 5. Wonderful, classic, cheesy, campy, funny movie. Why don't you say goodbye? See you in the next video.